all of us over the past 4 months have seen a torrent, really, of almost daily high-profile presidential proclamations and executive decrees that have set forth the Trump administration's emerging policies in a variety of areas, public health and education, civil rights, environmental protection, international trade, industrial policy. Among these are a number that in one way or another address immigrants, immigration, and American universities. These executive orders have been launched themselves in a flurry of dramatic proclamations, almost totally without congressional participation, as if the nation were no longer being governed by laws passed by Congress, but by decrees issued at the sole authority of the chief executive. Let me mention 4 of these, 2 of which we're going to discuss and 2 of which we're not. One of the most prominent has come with President Trump's invocation of an obscure 1898 law, the Alien Enemies Act. He's directed the arrest and summary deportation, as we've seen on television, of several hundred alleged Venezuelan gang members who were seized in America, who've been sent not back to Venezuela, but to El Salvadoran prisons. Among them, most notably, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a Maryland resident who has already been the object of several remarkable lower court opinions, indeed 3 Supreme Court orders, which have urged the executive branch to facilitate Mr. Abrego Garcia's return to the United States for further judicial proceedings. Second, President Trump and his senior officials have sent letters, as you may have read, and executive orders to various private and public universities, including Harvard and Columbia and Princeton, declaring that these eminent educational institutions will soon lose all of their federal funding for all of their programs whatsoever, unless they undertake a series of lengthy remedial actions prescribed by the president, which ostensibly designed in part to lessen anti-Semitism and eliminate DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion policies, but also constitute a wide intrusion into the university's practices involving demotion of faculty and staff members whose views diverge from those the administration has preferred, and would really put the universities in receivership, literally receivership under federal auditors for a period of several years. Third, the Department of State has set in motion procedures to vacate scores of student visas previously awarded to foreign undergraduate and graduate students who are studying at universities all across the United States, including some at UNC. Finally, and most provocatively, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, or ICE, has dispatched its officers, often masked, sometimes heavily armed, as plainclothes persons to seize on the street, arrest, whisk away to undisclosed destinations at least 5 foreign undergraduate and graduate students from Harvard and Tufts and Columbia and Georgetown, ostensibly because they've engaged in activities that, quote, seriously threaten the United States foreign policy. All 5 were eventually transported to federal facilities, many in rural Louisiana, awaiting immediate deportation without any easy access either to their families or to their lawyers. But subsequently, federal judges in at least 4 states and 2 federal appellate courts have entered orders requiring the government to release these students and to allow them to proceed against the United States consistent with the due process of law guaranteed by the American Constitution. Now, there is a world of important policy and legal and human details about each of these cases, and we're limiting ourselves to the last 2 issues, focusing, as Mimi says, on immigration issues involving students who are presently studying in American universities, who are here lawfully as non-citizens pursuant to some kind of visa or other U.S. document that permits their stay.